Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Armin Strom Gravity Air. You can see this titanium 1 of 100 limited edition on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with high-res images, additional accessories included, and naturally complete pricing information. Now, what you can also see, before I even introduce the size of my wrist, which is 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters, this watch has a remarkable skeletonized dial with visible micro-rotor automatic winding system. Skeletonization is the name of the game for Armin Strom, and it always has been. All of their watchmakers, and there's only 6 to 7 of them in BLBN, are also artisans who engrave and skeletonized movements. So there's a great deal of artistic density in a very small, privately owned watchmaker. Now you can see on my wrist, this watch is 44 millimeters across the round of the case. It is quite manageable to wear, however, because it's entirely titanium and reasonably thin for the degree of complexity. Thanks to a micro-rotor automatic movement, this one's only 13 millimeters thick, and with a sloped bezel, it won't clear the absolute tightest of dress sleeves, but it will clear most cuffs. Now, you can also see that the watch is broad across the lugs, from lug to lug 52.5 millimeters, but not excessive. This is an easy watch to wear on a smaller wrist, above and beyond, because it's relatively thin and it's extremely light. Now, another part of the ergonomic equation is that the watch has one of the most impressively made sheer cut hornback alligator straps I've ever seen. So hornback alligator leather, very thick, immensely bolstered and contrasting stitched. Nevertheless, unlike the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak offshores that made this type of strap famous, with the Armin Strom Gravity Air, you can easily pull the strap straight down around the tight curvature of a small wrist. So although the hornback is incredibly imposing and feels like bulletproof vest material in the hand, nevertheless it is easy to fit around a smaller wrist. Now you'll see that the pin buckle is a simple, beautifully satin finished titanium affair, exactly what you want from Armin Strom. It echoes the lip or the lower member of the watch that's seen on the case itself. Often used as a platform for personalization, Armin Strom does give clients the option to engrave that portion of the watch to personalize the timepiece, often with initials or personal signature. Now you can see the dial of the watch is inboard of a beautifully finished case, and the case deserves a mention in its own right because the combination of satin finished elements with beautiful high polished accents, and you can see them gorgeous on the chamfer of the lugs as well as the periphery of the bezel itself. This watch is thoughtfully designed and thoughtfully finished inside as well as outside. But it is the dial that steals the show. Now you can see there are a couple of things going on here. First of all, there's a little bit of calculated asymmetry with the dial being somewhat off-center. Moreover, skeletonized, that's part of Armin Strom's signature. Armin Strom himself, now retired, made his name as an artisan who, yes, was an accomplished watchmaker, but was also given to skeletonizing and engraving movements. Since 2009, Armin Strom has also been a manufacturer under its new ownership, so this caliber entirely of its own making is entirely a design and engineering vision of the micro-manufacturer itself. You can see that there are gorgeous Côte de Genève circular across the base of the dial as the movement and the dial become sort of one blended whole. You can also see the micro-rotor assembly just below. You can see that it's a jeweled staff type bearing system, very smooth in motion. The watch is a highly efficient self-winder with a 5-day power reserve. You can also see that the hands are uniquely styled. They're not quite Dauphine, they're not quite trapeze. What they are is brightly loomed, so although this watch kind of blurs the line between sports and formal, nevertheless it does have the sports watch trait of being very legible in low or no light. Also worth mentioning, on the case back, the theme of artistry continues. Not skeletonized so much as engraved. There's a sort of tremblage or hand-hammered pattern, very much like what you would see on the dial of an Alange und Söhne Handwerkkunst model. Basically, handmade art chiseled out of the movement itself. You can also see the clever system used in the winding mechanism, as the watch features a unique, you can see, oscillating intermediate wheel. that prevents backward winding of the mechanism. Now, it does have a 5-day power reserve. It is adjusted in 5 positions. It does feature 26 joules. Impressive because the watch is a very traditional 18,000 vibration per hour timepiece, but it has modern standards such as a free-sprung balance. Nevertheless, it's more traditional than avant-garde with a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring. Nevertheless, it has the durability of a dual-anchored full balance bridge and a free-sprung regulating system. All of the inertia blocks on the balance are used to adjust the rate. Handsome, entirely made in-house, and it features the rare artistry of, quite frankly, the métier d'art, the arts that are hand-rendered, like enameling, like gem setting. Engraving and skeletonization can never be scaled up. They can never be industrialized. So when you buy an Armin Strom, you're getting part of that tradition of traditional watchmaking and traditional decoration, albeit in an avant-garde package. You can see this Armin Strom Gravity Air 1 of 100 in titanium and buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.